So guys, this was the moment Oshiomhole clashed with the Jamb boss, the well-respected Jamb boss. Personally, I hold this man with very high esteem because since he came into the Jamb scene, he has so much transformed Jamb, and I used to just admire this man. Not until this information about misuse of phone started coming out, and when I saw this video of Oshiomhole lambasting him on how much they use to fumigate Jamb offices, and he was shouting that our Jamb offices farmland, that you are now telling us that you fumigated them. So guys, in case you don't know, this Jamb boss is the one that took over when we started hearing cases of snakes swallowing money and termites eating up receipts and all those stuff. So this man came and took over Jamb. He has done a very good job when it comes to transforming Jamb, and so many good things have been happening in the Jamb space, not until this moment when we are being told that they are misusing the funds generated by Jamb, honestly. And there's one striking thing that Oshiomhole said in this video, that these are money by Nigerians. Some of the students who take Jamb are orphans. Not just even orphans. There are orphans that are even better than some other orphans. There are orphans that don't even have close relatives to even pay for them. They go out, work, labor, get this money, only for us to hear that Jamb is misusing this money. Anyway, you cannot really say he's a thief until proven guilty. But guess what? This is not good for this man's name. I mean, if you know this man, if a president must come from the Yoruba land, for me, it is this man, because I think his integrity has been tested before now, not until this news broke. And I'm just wondering, is it that our leaders get hypnotized when they get into position, as in when they see money they just lose control? Should this be true? Does it mean that this man now saw money and just forgot himself, forgot his personality, his prestige and everything, and then try to misuse public fund like this? So guys, I can't just believe that this can be true. Anyway, there is nothing that cannot be in Nigeria. I'm going to allow you to take a look at how Oshiomhole lambasted this man. In short, he just disgraced him in front of people, making him look like a thief, making him look like a robber and all that. But I think you cannot say yes, he is a thief until proven guilty. So let me allow you to take a look at this. And that's why Nigerians are saying, does it mean we can't really have credible leaders? I mean, people who can still see money and leave money alone, like Peter Obi did in Anambra State. I mean, seeing money and saying, I want to keep the money, I'm not going with it. Because it appears our leaders easily fall for this money because they do see too much of it. Let me just allow you to take a look at this video. Take a look for yourself.
We're spending 850 million naira for cleaning and fumigation. 850. Even if you live in a farm, do you need this kind of money to, what are you fumigating? I guess snakes or mosquitoes that will consume this amount? Because for me, this is the problem we face about throwing so much money on issues that cannot be verified.
Opportunity to use this same platform to explain certain things in order not to give wrong impression of the board. For instance, about issues raised about food, we are not spending 1.1 on food, and so on. We need to explain. We provide.
I'm Oshiomhole from representing Edo North. I joined in the amplifying department by my disciplined brother that work with 1 billion cannot be miscellaneous. We need to have the details. But I also feel that the guys who are paying these, the source of revenue, they are the sons and daughters of people who are grossly underpaid. So raising revenue for candidates who are seeking admission, whatever, for me is something we need to look at. Should we impose more punishment on people who, because in most cases, they have to fall back on few privileged people, businessmen, and in particular politicians, to say, I can't afford to pay XYZ, can you pay for me? I think that Jamb should be sensitive to the reality of the country as it is today, that you are not supposed to put more burden on the children of the poor who attend universities. So for me, it's not something to celebrate, because it's like deepening the challenges that the poor are already facing. Now, that said, I look at how you spend the money, and I have huge challenges. For example, you go to number 13 and 14 on page 13. I see here local travels and transport orders, 600 million. Then 14 with asterisk, local travels and transport training, 6.4 billion. Now, if you add the two, it becomes 7 billion. Which, how can you have two categories of local travel? Is it one within Kaduna, or sorry, within Abuja, and the other one within Nigeria? How is it? So, because what I found from all the agencies is that huge resources are spent on training, and training, when you ask for the specific content of those training and who benefit from the training, and cross it over the total sum, you find that this cannot be justified. Not at the time when we are borrowing to fund our budget. Then I look at some of the items, they are almost one and the same. You're spending 850 million naira for security. I don't know whether you are entitled to security vote. Cleaning and fumigation, 850. Even if you live in a farm, do you need this kind of money to, what are you fumigating? I guess snakes or mosquitoes that will consume this amount? Because for me, this is the problem we face about throwing so much money on issues that cannot be verified. Just like local government breaking rules, and when you ask them, they say it fell after. And so you cancel it. Then refreshment. Refreshment and meals, 1.1 billion naira. Are you entitled to be fed by government? Are your workers being freely fed? Now, these are huge numbers. When you take them together, you realize that you are spending for what you are generating for poor students, some of them orphans. Then we need to be more critical about how you spend. My general impression is that there is a level of luxury spending and things that are neither here or there. I see here, and I think next time we should have the privilege of having these documents in advance so that we can do proper. Now you have staff housing scheme, 1 billion. Is the federal government still providing housing? What happened to Obasanjo's monetization policy? So you are building housing, you are into construction? And if you do, are your staff members not entitled to housing allowance? Is it not built into the salary system? Then you have another loose word, staff welfare. I was going to assume that the 1.117 billion that you are spending on refreshment and meals is part of the welfare. But I will need to be educated about the meaning of staff welfare, which is 1.2 billion. And don't misunderstand me, anything that goes to the real workers, I have no problem. Except that when you go to the definition of staff and who benefit from this quote and unquote welfare, the outcome will be totally different. Then the last one, page 14, you have construction of cubicles, furniture and supply installation and networking of 1, computer systems. I'm like, what is the lifespan of a computer? Do you buy them every year? If you look at your last year expenditure, these items were there. Then you have a procurement of office equipment, 120 million. What happened to the one you procured last year and the year before? what is the lifespan of this equipment? What is your depreciation policy? And lastly, Chairman, so I don't take too much time, procurement of utility vehicles. Is this utility vehicles pool cars or stars for car? I mean, for stars, because, you know, one of the problems I've seen in public service is that in 1 year, we monetize compensations. As a senator, I am not entitled to a personal car because my salary has been monetized. And then you have utility cars. And when we go into the detail, these are cars that the managers will use. They are not in the pool. They are assigned to officers in clear violation of the monetization policy. But if there's something that goes down to level 8, level 9, level 10, level 12, I have no problem. But usually this is something that just over around the MD, the level 17, level 13, a few privileged people. And what about what happened to the ones you procured last year, the year before, or 3 years before? What is the depreciation policy, even if we are to assume that they are poor cars? So on the whole, when I look at your expenditure, you spend as if you are in Saudi Arabia. Because the resources that you are drawing is from people who can hardly pay it.
Thank you, one distinguished. Thank you very much. This move that Jamb being excluded from the budget in terms of revenue appropriation to Jamb. I so move. So who is seconded? Is there any seconder here? So there is no seconder. Are you seconded?
Colleagues, I remain Marie Enyemete Ibikake, representing the wonderful people of Brass Nembe Federal Constituency and from Bayelsa State. Mr. Chairman, Co-Chairman, I rise to second the motion that Jamb should be excluded in receiving grants. Apart from that, an addition, they should. I saw second.
Just mention to the chair now that there are more information that is not in possession at this moment. And for us to be able to consider such a motion, it will be in the best interest of the committee to see all the details. The performance, just to give a fair hearing, to see the performance of the performed last year, 2024, and what his projection is for 2025. So in my opinion, or the opinion of the chair, should we suspend the motion but when we have this information, and the opinion of our members and distinguished members and honorable members are should. So, Registrar, we have been said that, but the motion is still pending that instead of you giving the federal government 4 billion, it's better federal government leave the 4 billion for you and you take care of all your expenditures. So with this, we will expect you to give us full detailed information. And this is what he said. This is also what the Minister of National Planning mentioned in his remarks. The need for us to be very transparent and to present detailed information of our revenues. So with this, we will call you back within these 3 days to go and defend your budget properly.
Sir, with due respect, opportunity to use this same platform to explain certain things in order not to give wrong impression of the board. For instance, about issues raised about food We are not spending 1.1 on food and so on. We need to explain this. We provide.
When you bring the full details of your expenditure and everything, we'll be able to make a judgment out of it.
My fear is that the press will go with this wrong impression. It is important for me. Chairman, sir, it is important. Chairman, it's important for me so as well to, I have integrity, I have my name, and for it will be unfair to me to say all these things on public about me, given the sacrifice I've made. I think it is important, sir.
That are not roadworthy to ply the road leading to accident and avoidable loss of life of Nigerians. I would like you to comment on that, particularly this giving target for people to meet. So whether or not offense is committed, you are slow down and extortion. But no, you need permission from the chair before I transfer.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. Yes, you can see how Oshiomhole lambasted this man. For me, it's a very big disgrace. I must say it is a very big disgrace, you know. Seeing people like this man, you know, being called out for mismanagement of funds. I mean, this man has made his name, has made his prestige. You know, this man has a track record. So seeing him being mentioned in all this, for me, is a very big embarrassment. And that's why I just keep saying, does it mean that our leaders, once they get into all this position of leadership, they tend to be hypnotized? Because at the end of the day, you see them doing things you never believed they could do, except if that person has gone through that leadership position and come out unstain. That's when you'll be able to, like, you know, boast and say, okay, this man is like this. But you cannot trust Nigerian leaders until you put them in a very key position and they come out unstain. And that is just what we are seeing. See, like I've told you guys, if I'm to say, if I'm asked to like decide who becomes the next president, should that president be a Yoruba man, as in if it's mandatory, for me, I will always love to say it's going to be this man. Do you know, each time I watch this man's video, I will like, God, these are the kind of leaders we want. I will just like be overwhelmed by his achievements and the things he has been doing. Honestly, I love this man. I take him as a leader. Not until now. I just hope he comes out and clear his name. You know, looking at all this mess, he has to really clear his name, because this is not good for him. If Jamb can be spending that amount of money, look at this man. He is a granny. I don't think he's just a father. He is a granny, and he understands what Nigeria is all about, the situation of things today, and people who pay for Jamb today. Go and check it. Some of them, their parents are like vegetable sellers, carpenters, and other people will borrow money and pay through their noses, you know, to ensure their children go to school. And then you now see too much money and you start misusing it. Honestly, this man, possibly it's those under him that were misusing this money, but I think his oversight was needed to have controlled them, because if it leaks outside, the dent is coming to him, and that's exactly what has happened. Now everything has leaked, the dent has come to him. He's now the one bearing it because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. So guys, we'll be giving you guys updates on all this, because guess what, this man, hey, this man is not supposed to fall for this kind of thing. But I just hope that he will come out and speak to this and let's know what the truth is. So guys, let me know your thoughts, you know, concerning Nigerian leaders. As in, there are people, when you see them outside politics, outside key position, they tend to be very good, they tend to be very trustworthy, but each time you just leave them to get into that position or get into politics, you see them changing as like a chameleon. They will just automatically change. Let me know your thoughts on all that. I just hope that, you know, our leaders can stand firm, and this is what differentiates Peter Obi from others. He said he saw the money and invested the money and left some cash, left some in dollars, left some in Naira for Anambra State. And when Obiano came, I was asked, how did you build a port? The governor, one of the northern governors said, he was asking Obiano, how did you build this airport? He said, my predecessor left money. That's what we use. And he himself, he said, when he met Peter Obi, he was asking him, Mr. Man, where are you getting money for all these projects without borrowing? Peter Obi did an amazing job, you know, the road construction and all the awards he won because he focused on human capital development. And when he was leaving, he took their money and kept it for them in a safe place. And that helped them to do some projects when other leaderships came in place. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.